On this vote, the yeas are 64, the nays are 33. 3/5 of the senators duly chosen and sworn having voted in the affirmative, the motion is agreed to, and the point of order falls.
Mr. President,
Majority Leader,
I ask unanimous consent for 3 minutes.
without objection.
Mr. President, could we have some order? Mr. President, this is a very good day for the American people, for American leadership, and for American prosperity in the 21st century. After years of hard work, the Senate is passing the largest investment in science, technology, and advanced manufacturing in decades. This CHIPS and Science bill is going to create millions of good-paying jobs down the road. It will alleviate supply chains, it will help lower costs, and it will protect America's national security interests. All too often, our government and our businesses are accused of being too short-term. But this is one of the most significant long-term thinking bills we've passed in a very long time. I told our caucus yesterday that our grandchildren will hold good-paying jobs in industries we can't even imagine because of what we are doing right now. And we did it together, both sides cooperating in good faith on some truly difficult issues. I want to thank my colleagues on both sides of the aisle for their superb work on this legislation. My colleague, Senator Young, with whom I originally authored the Endless Frontier Act, as well as Senator Cantwell, our conference chair, and Senators Wicker and Warner and Cornyn and Kelly. I also want to thank Senators Warnock, Brown, Sinema for their help, and Leader McConnell for his support, as well as all members of the conference committee and all the individual senators, just about every one of us, who helped shape this legislation. These are moments when the Senate is at its very best. This is going to go down as one of the major bipartisan achievements of this Congress, along with the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act and the recent gun safety law. The American people deserve to see more examples like this, of both sides coming together to do very, very big things that will leave a lasting impact on our country. And I am confident that future generations will look back on the passage of this bill as a turning point for American leadership in the 21st century. And we are paying attention to all of America. We're making sure tech hubs will be located not just in the big megalopolises like San Francisco or New York or New York City or Boston, but in places like Buffalo and Syracuse and Rochester and Indianapolis and Omaha, not just major cities. For decades, it was America's fierce commitment to scientific research, technological growth, and advanced manufacturing that made us the envy of the world. That funding that we put into science created the greatest laboratories, split the atom, spliced the gene, landed a man on the moon, and unleashed the internet. We generated decades of American prosperity and fostered an innate sense of optimism in the American spirit. And we made the world a safer, more hospitable place for our democratic values. Today we face the great task of renewing and strengthening that spirit in this century, in a world of fierce competition and hungry authoritarians. It's no longer the case where we can just leave it up to corporate America. Now there are nation-states and authoritarian governments funding and aiding these corporations to come to their shores. Authoritarian nations are cheering for us to fail, hoping we sit on our hands and fail to adapt to the changes of the 21st century. We dare not cede the mantle of global leadership on our watch. We dare not permit America to become a middling nation in the middle of this century. No, we mean for America to lead this century. We mean for America to prosper and grow, just as if we had done throughout history. It won't happen on its own, but today we're laying the foundation for a bold and thriving future. Today, by passing this CHIPS and Science bill, we are making clear that we believe America's best days are yet to come. I yield the floor and ask for the yeas and nays.
The question occurs on the motion to concur with amendment number 51.